Hi guys, Paul here at Paul Fuller's Fix. Thanks for tuning in. I'm making sure my cameras are working here. Okay, so the problem, we're going to be replacing the computer on a 2002 Audi A4 Quattro. That's a 3.0 non-turbo. The problems that have been going on with this is all kinds of crazy shit with emissions. There was a bad O2 sensor that was an intermittent fault that was diagnosed by me. The O2 was replaced and that is gone. Now I keep getting a fault of P03062, I think it is. Let me not give you the wrong number. It's an Audi specific number. Oh, I'm gonna have to find it. I'll post it in the video because I gotta find it on my phone. I'm old, I can't remember things. But so this is a recurring code. It keeps popping up, and we believe that there's an internal short or something going on in the computer. What the fault is saying is that the O2 sensors are switched. There's no way to plug the wires in crisscrossed on this to connect them incorrectly, which would be the fault code that this car is giving. So we believe there's an internal short or something in the computer. So I can get a used computer for about 100 to 150 bucks. I think that was in between 100 to 200 bucks I saw on eBay. So it'd be cheaper to throw a part at it. I don't like to just be a parts changer, but it'd actually be more economical to throw a used computer at this than to take it into Audi and have them run diagnostics on it. That would probably cost $300–400 right off of the bat just going in the door there. So I'm gonna give it a shot on this computer. If that doesn't solve it, I think the owner is gonna decide that that's it for this car. Its days are over. Sooner or later the engine's gonna blow up because it's got a timing belt that's overdue to be changed, and they don't like that. And when they go, the engine's trashed because it's an interference engine. That means the valves and the pistons share the same space within the cylinder at different times, and if the belt breaks, the piston and the valves will collide, therefore trashing the engine. So it's an O2, you know, he's just trying to get another year or two out of the thing. I don't blame him. So I have some old car myself and trying to just keep it on the road and running. So let me show you what we got to do here. To get off the windshield wiper arm was quite a pain in the ass. The first time, the window transmission on this was broken, and I had to actually disassemble it with that connected. I could not get that windshield arm off of the windshield transmission because the way the Audi has decided this little plastic cover should be designed, you cannot get a windshield wiper arm removal tool in there, which is really retarded. Something that shouldn't have been overlooked, but they did it. Maybe they did it on purpose, but that's the way it is. So let me see if I can get this camera set up where it's not going to fall down. All right, so the computer is located on the left driver's side of the vehicle if you're in the US, or left-sided drive car. I believe it's, let me count, I think it was 6. There are 5 T30 screws that are Torx. One here, one here, one here, one here, and one in that corner. This one's a little bit of a pain in the ass to get to. I love these screwdrivers, Torx drivers. They're great, but this is just a little too long to get in there. I had to use a T30 with 2 wobble extensions, short wobble extensions, and a 1/4-inch drive ratchet to get it out. So when I opened this, the computer was loaded with condensation. It shouldn't really be wet like that. I don't know what the deal is with that. I'm wondering if something draining here is not working. This may be what's going on and why this computer's failed. But to get this computer off, you're going to need a somewhat large screwdriver. You're going to go, there's a little like wrinkle there, a little loop on the bottom of this band. Just pry on that and that should open it. Go out on it and that'll lift off. That's how you remove that. So you get on there with the screwdriver there and just pry out, and you'll be releasing it from the latch on the box. Now this computer, if this has not been already, oh, this has already been taken apart. All right, we saved a lot of work right here, because usually this is in a housing and you have to cut the housing to remove it, because they have round-headed screws on there or fasteners on there. You need a special tool, I guess Audi just has it, to loosen them. The other way to do it is to cut a line across it and use a large screwdriver to unscrew it. So this is what I needed to do. I needed to get that part number. I want the exact number of that computer for when I replace that. So to get this computer out, you're going to slide these locks and then they will come out. You just pull them back and it will start to come out, and the other one pulls out that way. I believe the large one comes off first, or vice versa, you'll see. But take your time, don't break the connectors. So I will let you know what the outcome is on this if the computer fixes it. I'm hoping it will. Really nice guy that owns this vehicle, and I would like to see him get his car back and be happy. He's a friend of mine, and I'm doing him this as a favor. So everybody benefits. If it works, he gets a car, I get a YouTube video, and you guys get something to look at to help you out if you have a similar issue with the needing to replace this computer. Guys, before we go into part 2, I'd like to ask you guys, please give a like and subscribe. It shows YouTube somebody's watching. It helps the channel grow. There are expenses to running a YouTube channel. Just the 2 GoPro cameras there is over $800. I got the sound equipment because I'm trying to bring better audio to you guys. I'll do some reviews on the Ceramic MIC Mic 9 set. I forget the number, but I'll post it. It's a great wireless audio transmission setup. It's better than the one from Rode, the Rode Go, I think it's called, because that one is only line of sight. This is UHF band. It can go around things, so you're better off. You keep a clearer communication. Like if I was using a Rode Go, going here behind the hood, you might not be able to hear me. With this, it works phenomenal. I can go in the house and still transmit out here with no problem at all. So I'm gonna note this computer's number and get on eBay and order one up, and we're gonna throw it in. I don't believe there's any programming that is necessary with this computer replacement on this car. I think it's just a plug and play, so that is good. Some of the newer cars, you have to go through a whole programming thing because of the immobilizer system and everything. They're specific to the VIN, and it's more complicated and winds up being more expensive for the owner of the car. So, well, I hope this was useful information, guys. I am an Amazon affiliate. I love the tools I use. I'm gonna post links in the video description where you can find these tools on Amazon. I have put the prices that I pay. You will not be paying any more for them. The payment that goes to the channel does not come from you. It comes from Amazon. It comes out of their end. I think it's like 1/4% or something, a very small percentage. But anyway, these Astro tools are phenomenal. To get the windshield wiper arm off, what I did was I marked it. I have a line on here with a marker, to the windshield wiper arm so I can put them back where they were. And they also did it with a little punch. You can get these little punches. Let me show it to you if it's here. These are great to have. They're a spring-loaded punch. You put pressure on it, and then it snaps and leaves a little punch mark. It's good for marking things that you're working on. So what I did is I marked it. I put the nut back on to protect the threads. Then I took this small air chisel. Oh, that's a ratchet. That's an impact gun, I mean. I took this little air chisel here, little cobalt one, and gave it a couple of shots, and it broke it free. My buddy was pulling on it while I gave it a couple of shots, and it broke it free, and we got that arm off. Prior to this, whoever put the arm on previously on this car, they went psycho with an impact gun because that thing could not come off. I had to put that in a vise and slam that with a 4-pound sledgehammer, a 4-pound lump hammer, a little lump hammer. I had to give it a couple of whacks to break it free to get that out. And the passenger side wiper arm cracked. I think they had cracked it from over tightening it the way they did. So when you put them on, you can tighten them, but you don't have to go absolutely crazy, guys. Keep in mind, you or somebody else might have to remove one of these arms down the road. The arm is a softer material than the stud here on the windshield wiper transmission, and there's lines in there and they cut. GoPro, stop recording. Hi guys, Paul here at Paul Phillips Fix. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm gonna cry to you for a minute before I start here. Let me tell you what we're doing first. This is a friend of mine's 2002 Audi A4 Quattro 3.0 non-turbo. There's been a bunch of emissions codes and all this other stuff. We got all the codes sorted out. I had to replace an O2 sensor. There was an intermittent fault with that. Sometimes it was reading, sometimes it was not. It was dropping out. The sensor was just bad. So that's been repaired. But now I'm getting a P03062, I think it is. I'll post it in the video. I'm old and senile. I cannot remember all the numbers. But anyway, I've decided that I think that it's the computer is shot in this car. Too many crazy things going on. It just doesn't make sense. That many things don't go wrong at once. And I just opened the computer housing up, and the computer was soaking wet. A lot of condensation in there, so I think there's some kind of an internal short or something going on in the computer. Anyway, I don't like to throw parts at things, but in this case, getting a used computer from a junkyard or scrap, whatever, used parts seller, is going to be more cost effective than having him go to Audi and have them run a full diagnostic on that. That would cost him $300 to $400 right in the door, probably just walking in there. So we're going to try a computer. I did not want to go by the listings they had on eBay, computer for this car, because they have different, you know, the base, another model. So I didn't want to take a chance. I wanted to get the number right off of the computer. So I'm doing this video again. I'm going to put the baby crying sound on because I forgot to hit the freaking record button. I love doing these YouTube channels. I try to respond to everybody that writes me. I've helped a lot of people with their cars and stuff, and I do other topics and plumbing stuff, and it just helping people out really makes me feel good. So if you guys watch, you would really make me feel good if you give a like and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, but it does show YouTube somebody's watching, and you can unsubscribe anytime you want. The small guys just disappear on YouTube now, the way they have it formatted with this algorithm. So we get lost in the netherworld if you guys don't give us the support. So I really appreciate it. It does cost money and take a lot of time and effort to run a YouTube channel. Just right here, there's these two GoPros are over $800, and I've got my sound equipment. I just invested in a beautiful ONYX S5 camera that should definitely improve the quality of the videos, and I will do better to make the content better for you guys. This time I'm just rambling a little bit. You can fast forward if you want to get to the meat of the video, but I just wanted to express a little of what's going on with me. And I haven't been making videos for a while because I got hurt real bad and I haven't been able to do any of this car stuff. So, but this was not complicated. So let me show you what's going on here. Turn this camera over here. So on a US car or any car that the driver is on the left hand side, the computer is on the left hand side. It's right up in the front past the firewall. So to get to this, you're going to have to remove your windshield wiper arms. That can be very difficult if somebody has gone crazy over tightening them. Somebody went psycho with this car and really over tightened the windshield wiper arms. I could not get it off with an air hammer, a big air hammer, and I couldn't get it off. I actually had to cut out the transmission and slam it out with a 4-pound lump hammer with several whacks with a punch to get it out. But anyway, I did, and then when we reinstalled, the other arm cracked because it was over tightened. It probably had a crack in it. I turned it on and the arm just fell off. So be careful, don't go crazy tighten them. This is harder metal than the arm, and it's got lines on it, serrations that dig into the arm and keep it from slipping, so you don't really have to go ballistic on tightening them down. All right, to get to your computer, you're going to have to open this housing here. This is sealed with 5 T30 screws. There's one here, one here, one here, one on this corner, which is a little finicky to get to, and one over here, right there. So with this one, I love these T30 screwdrivers. These Torx screwdrivers are great, but it wouldn't work in here. It was a little too long with the angle, so I had to use 2 wobble extensions. This is 3/8 wobble extensions with an adapter on a 1/4-inch drive ratchet, and I was able to get the angle in there and get it out. So when you open the box, just pay attention to how the wiring is laying, because you want to get the harnesses back in the way that you found them. I would recommend, if you have to replace your computer, get the identification numbers off of the computer. Do not just go online and say, hey, I have such and such year Audi, and buy the computer, because I've seen people get the wrong computers that way. So it is not uncommon to hear of that happening. So this computer, when I opened it up, it was sopping wet. Sopping wet. That further makes me think that there is a fault going on inside this computer. Maybe some corrosion or tin whiskers. You can look up tin whiskers and see what that means. May have developed in here, causing an internal short, because the code it's giving me is telling me that the O2 sensors are switched, that they're on the opposite sides. That cannot be done. The wires don't reach that far, and the plugs are different. So, and the wiring seems to be in good shape. So my shot, if you want to call it an educated guess or whatever, or gut feeling, is that the computer's shot. I will let you know how that works out after I get the new computer and throw it in. On some of the newer cars, you cannot just swap out computers because they have to be programmed. On this car, it is supposed to be plug and play. So to get the computer out, you're going to need a somewhat of a larger screwdriver, flathead. I'm looking for mine right now. So on here, you'll see there's that little curl. Get your screwdriver on there and just pry out. It will lift this pin portion out of the housing and it will pop loose. To put it on, you just press it down and it'll be spring loaded and keep that computer secure. Now, from what I have seen, these computers are supposed to be in a housing that is sealed with special bolts that you need a specialty tool to get off, if even they are ever meant to be removed. What guys have done is they take a Dremel tool or a Oh my God, senior moment, here we go. Getting old's a bitch, guys, you'll see. If you're young, you'll see. After you get into your 50s, you start losing stuff. A die grinder. You could take a die grinder with an abrasive wheel, just cut a straight line across it, and get on there with a big screwdriver. Maybe even have to grab it with a plier or a vice grip on a screwdriver and break the fastener free and get the computer out of that encasement that it's in. All right, now to loosen these connectors here, I don't know if you can see, I can't see what the camera's seeing. So to get to this, let me make sure I have a ND filter on here. If I make it too dark, you won't be able to see anything. All right, we're on minimum. Okay. So to disconnect these, on the end there are slides. You pull these and they will slip out. That's how you disconnect them and reconnect them. I believe the big one comes out first and then the small one, or it might not even matter, I'm not sure, but I'm going to take the big one off first. So be careful removing these, that you do not go trying to force that in if it does not go in easily, because you can bend some of the pins and damage the connectors, and then you got real problems. So take your time, be a little meticulous and gentle with this. It is a computer, you know, so patience pays off, and taking your time. I have found through my experience, when I rush, my jobs take longer, I make mistakes, and bad things happen that you don't want. So take your time, do it right, do it once, and everybody will be happy. So guys, I had to do this video all over again. I will be bringing video content on some of my camera equipment that I've gotten to give a review of it, and I will also be doing some more tool reviews. I'm a big fan of Astro pneumatic tools. I use this little pole bolt air hammer. I put the bolt, the nut back on the head of this and gave it a couple of wraps with the air hammer, and it came loose. I marked my tit here on the transmission to where it lines up with my windshield arm. Thank you. So that I can put them back in the same position. You don't want to get them all out of whack. So take your time doing that. I have a little spring-loaded punch that comes in handy. You can get these real cheap. These are spring-loaded. You just put pressure and then it pops and will leave a divot. It's good for permanently marking things to make sure your alignments are correct, and your job will go smoother that way. What else did I want to say? Oh, about the tools. Yes, I will put links in the video description for tools and supplies I use. I'm putting a big list of Astro pneumatic tools. I'm very fond of them. For the price, they are tremendously well made. They're out of Taiwan. I see stuff coming out of Taiwan to be much better quality than mainland China, and Astro usually stands behind their tools with very good warranties. So you can try them out. Guys use them in the profession that do this full time, and they've had them last many years. I've had mine for years and I've had no issues, and I am very happy with them. The Thor impact wrench, the 1/2-inch impact gun, is one of the most powerful impact guns on the market. You do have to have the air to give it so it will run to the best of its capabilities, but what a impact gun. That thing is phenomenal. So guys, thanks again for watching, and thank you for your support. If you give a like and subscribe, you show YouTube somebody's watching. It shows me you care. I care about you. I'd appreciate it if you care about our channel. So stay safe out there, guys. Have a wonderful day, and I hope you guys enjoyed a happy Valentine's Day. That's what it is today. Oh, I'm all lovey-dovey. That's why I want to express my admiration to you guys. All right, see you soon. We'll be back with part 2 when we get that computer and throw it in there. Larry, my neighbor is here, Larry. In and keep it from slipping. So you shouldn't have to go really crazy tightening it. Just snug it down nicely, you know. All right guys, I'm gonna take that number down. I'll tell you what it is right now. Your car may differ. This computer number is 8 E as in Edward 0 909 599. That is the number on this computer. So I'm going to take them all down. I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to make sure I get the exact same computer. The reason why I'm doing this is because I've gone by the mistake of trusting people's listings, and it could be a different you know, you could have a base model. There may be some, like an S, for example, on the newer ones. It could be an Audi, some Quattro S, but they're not all the same computers. So make sure you get the specific one. So thank you for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Try to stay happy in this crazy world. Things are going mad lately. I guess we have a lot to be grateful for. We're not going to have rockets coming in our kitchen windows, blowing our whole families up. But I'm trying to cheer you up, believe it or not. But say prayers for the people over in Ukraine, guys. They need it, and hopefully they will have victory, because they are fighting for freedom and their sovereignty. So I usually don't get into politics, but that war over there is just absolute insanity. This guy is trying to commit genocide on these people. So that's it. We'll be back. See you soon. Love you guys. Oh, and wish me a happy birthday. I'm not going to tell you when it was, but you can wish me a happy birthday. I won't mind. Oh, wait till you see the new camera I got now. I picked up a ONYX S5, and right after I got it, ONYX comes out with the ONYX S5 Mach 2, which I would have loved to have had, because they improved it a great deal on the autofocus, which is the issue with the ONYX cameras. So it looks like I better start saving money, because I'm gonna have to buy a ONYX S2 Mach 2, and not only a Mach 2, I'm gonna get the Mach 2X, because I want all the video recording capabilities. Could they possibly be needed in the future? So I have a Blackmagic Design Video Assist monitor. I've thrown on my rig. I'm waiting for some external battery packs. I went with the small rig batteries. I'll do videos on all of that if any of you are interested in video and camera equipment. I'm hoping that will bring further interest to the channel. And I want to steer you guys to a friend of mine's channel that's going to be starting really soon. That is Art Fancy Imaging. Art Fancy Imaging on YouTube. She is a wonderful person, and she has been a tremendous supporter of this channel. She is the one that makes this channel happen, and I am very grateful to have her in my life. A very special person. All right, guys. That's it. I'm done running my mouth. I'll shut the fuck up now. I feel like I forgot something. I actually just like hanging out with you guys sometimes. So. Oh, if you ever want to write, I try to respond to all comments. Any questions, any issues I can help you out with, look through the video library. I try to do videos on various things. Some of them people have interest in, some people have no interest whatsoever, but you can choose. You just flip through it. But I have fun doing this. I've had a lot of people help me, and a lot of people have told me I've helped them out, and that really makes my day, to feel that I was able to be contributing in a positive way in somebody's life. It means a great deal to me. So that's it. We'll be back. GoPro, stop recording.